Go Diggy, go Diggy, go. Go Diggy, go Diggy, go.
Y'all really can't fuck with me on this sports shit, man. That's one thing I know.
Go Diggy, go Diggy, go. Go Diggy,
I'm about to break this down, man.
Go Diggy, go Diggy, go.
Say I won't.
Go Diggy,
Let's go.
Shots in the club like Plaxico. I'm in the corner, hot like Placidos. And Diggy fucking flow nuts, pistachio, and like Sheldon.
We're back. All right, guys. First topic we're going to talk in part 2 is the whole Paulie and McGregor, Paulie Malignaggi, Conor McGregor drama. It looks like Conor released some pictures. It shows him pretty much putting a beat down on Paulie. Paulie saying that's bullshit. You're just showing these pictures, but you're not showing the whole thing. If you look at those pictures and you look at their faces afterwards, it looks like Paulie did get, more marked up. His face was more damaged than McGregor. You look at McGregor, it looks like he never got hit. Gordo, what do you think about this whole drama?
I think it sucks for Paulie because he was asked to come in to help out. I mean, that's what he thought he was coming in for, and he's pretty much getting exploited. Obviously, every picture we've seen is of Paulie getting either hit or the hands behind McGregor's back. McGregor's back. There hasn't been anything of obviously there's pictures that exist of Malignaggi hitting McGregor, and those don't exist. Malignaggi
They're not gonna show them. Right?
No, Malignaggi said, I can't bring in a camera. My team can't bring nothing in. We were told it's all McGregor's or UFC team that are recording. So that's what he's saying. Why don't you show the whole thing? We don't know what's happening because now first Malignaggi on the interviews right after the sparring sessions, he's actually talking about McGregor. He's saying, "Oh yeah, it was a back and forth, 12 rounds. It
sort of took like a 360.
It was physical." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where I was getting at.
Right.
He was talking good about McGregor. Now those pictures, came out, and he's coming out saying, "Actually, I kicked your ass, I kicked your ass, McGregor." Just today, I seen a thing saying Malignaggi saying that every time McGregor got hit to the body, he squeals like a little girl or something like
funny.
that.
I read that too.
Yeah. So now he's going a whole different. So now do we believe Malignaggi too?
Is he being too sensitive?
Yeah. Is he in his feelings like they want to say nowadays?
Here's the thing. He's well respected in the boxing world, right? Well respected.
Yeah,
he's not a great champion.
No,
his
opinion is well respected.
Okay.
Malignaggi is a really good analyst.
That's
really
why he's
good.
on Showtime. Yeah, and he's actually and I watch him and he's good. Him and Mauro and they compete with HBO. HBO's better to me.
I think
like
Showtime's
HBO,
better.
but I love Max. Sorry, I love Max.
No, Max Kellerman is the only one, but I can't stand Jim Lampley.
Yeah, he's
I
annoying.
love Max Kellerman, dude.
Yeah, Max Kellerman is the best out of all of them.
But the Showtime team itself is good. I like watching them do fights.
All right, my point is here: do you think these pictures coming out of Conor getting the best of Paulie, is that damaging his credibility as a boxer? And that's why he's maybe taking it too serious. Maybe he's more emotional than people thought.
It's damaging Malignaggi's credibility. Yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously, if you're a boxer and if another guy is beating you in your sport, it's gonna suck.
You have pride,
but I don't think it's much. I think he's hurt because he got betrayed. He went in there, and if he's telling the truth, he went in there to help, and now they're only doing it to make. He pretty much came out looking foolish out of this.
Right.
And they're
he
showing
went in there
pictures,
to help.
Yeah, they're showing. Why not show the picture of the punch with him going down? Right before, if it really happened. Why not show? There's like 4 pictures, maybe top. One of him on the floor, one of them of McGregor with his hands in his back, one of them of a jab actually touching Malignaggi,
right?
And maybe that's it. So maybe those were his only. If they were going to show pictures, I'm sure they were going to show them all.
Right.
So maybe those are the only moments that McGregor actually had.
Go ahead, Ron.
Well, guys, I was just gonna say, I think Paul how do you say it?
Malignaggi.
I think he's gonna have a hard time, getting his credibility back because he signed an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement.
Okay.
So he's not gonna be able to really say what he did or what he didn't do or what Conor McGregor did or did not do. Right? What do you think, John?
Right. Yeah, he's not allowed to, which is his point. I think he tweeted this There's cameras in that gym 24/7. UFC, Showtime. He said, if you really think you kicked my ass, show them the video. There's cameras rolling every single second that you are in there. Show them. If you beat my ass, show them. And McGregor's camp, well, they're not going to show anything.
No, you're not. But after the first sparring session, Paul Malignaggi had a black eye. Again, you look at Conor, he's not marked. He's not marked up. I'm not saying that tells you that he won the sparring session, but it does tell you something, Gordo.
Malignaggi always came out with marks on his face. I mean, it's sensitive scar tissue and stuff like that. Different, but Cotto always looks marked up, even if he wins.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he always looks marked up, even when he wins. So that's something. And McGregor gets hit with pretty much fists, so maybe he doesn't get marked up as much as Malignaggi. I don't think you take too much from that.
I saw a UFC fight yesterday. There was a live fight. And it was a card in Mexico, and the main card was Sergio Pettis against the Mexican guy.
Yeah, I watched that fight.
Yeah, and the Mexican dude looked all scratched, like scratches, like he looked bad. Yeah, and it's on the person, like it's however his skin takes it. But I mean, it was a good fight too. You guys should watch it.
I watched it.
Yeah, Sergio Pettis won.
Yeah, I don't like that other guy's style, the Mexican.
Yeah, he was weird.
It was weird.
Whatever, he's from Tijuana, man. You gotta rep.
Yeah, it was cool, but yeah, he was weird. But what do you take from this, Rudy? Like, what do you honestly think happened from seeing that picture?
All right, so I'll take you back
The
to
one-
one
the
picture.
one of Malignaggi
I'll take you
on the
on
floor.
one picture when Malignaggi is on the canvas. If you look at Dan Cortez, what's his referee's name?
Jose Cortez,
Jose Cortez.
the referee.
And
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt
Go
you.
ahead.
This isn't a regular sparring session. They had a freaking referee,
Yeah.
a high respected referee
Yes.
in there.
Yes.
They're actually. It's pretty much a fight. It's pretty much a
if
fight.
it was to me, if it was a push, the referee would have probably had his arm on Conor, where Conor is standing, where the referee is, and the way that Malignaggi landed, it looks like a left hook. It looks like he dropped him with a left hook. I might be making too much of it, but it doesn't look like a push from where he's standing, and the angle that he's landing.
The way Malignaggi's feet are up though off the canvas, that kind of looks like a push. That's how you fall when you get pushed, not when you get knocked down. I mean, I guess I'm sure we could look up knockdowns and there's people with feet.
Do you
in
think
there.
they'll show at least pieces of it on
After.
All Access?
After.
After.
No, on All Access. No, I watched the pieces of the second episode yesterday, and when they go to the sparring sessions, they're
turn
told
off the cameras.
they're told to turn off cameras, and they put phones, all in a pile.
But
Except for the other-
Paulie now is talking shit, like
Yeah.
mad shit. Like
yeah,
every
because
fucking second
because
tweeting
he's
something
betrayed,
now.
and maybe he's becoming like me. How I said the Daniel Cormier, he's becoming the bad guy now by trying to show that McGregor's being the the bad guy in this. But
I sort of feel bad for him.
Tattletale.
yeah, the tattletale.
Yep.
I'm a McGregor fan, and I actually want him to win this fight. I think he can win this fight,
I don't think he can.
but I feel bad for I feel bad for Paulie. I think he was fucked. I think he was screwed over. This shit should have never came out.
So back to my question though, you think it was a knockdown?
Just by looking at the picture, and I know the picture obviously doesn't tell you
Yeah,
everything.
that's true. We don't know.
We don't
I
know.
honestly don't
No
know.
one knows. But just if I start analyzing the picture, it looks like he got knocked down by a left hook. Just by the angle that Conor's in, the ref is
There
in.
was no on that picture. There was no caption though, correct? Like there was no McGregor got knocked. I mean, Malignaggi got knocked down.
No.
So if Malignaggi's telling us that it was a push and he knows video exists of this and it's probably going to come out after, I believe Malignaggi more because
Malignaggi's a
Right.
very
No, but-
emotional guy. He's very emotional.
he's real though. He's actually real. He's known for being real. This guy actually talks about his network and will talk about he doesn't care. So
Yeah. So my point is, if he's fighting it, why isn't McGregor saying, "Yeah, but I did knock you out.
yeah.
I did." Like you haven't heard McGregor or his
No, he
camp
did.
say that.
He did. I think there's
no,
a video.
he said
out.
that on the 24/7. You got your ass, but that was on the first sparring session.
Right.
He said you got your ass whipped.
Yeah, whip, but he's not saying like, "Yo, that
After the
picture,
knockdown.
that's right when I knocked you down."
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take much to say that. Like if that did happen and it was me and someone saying I didn't do that, I'd be like, "Yo, like
And
I
if there
did.
is video, why wouldn't McGregor release it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Why
all for
would-
speculation, I think.
Right. It's just
You know,
to-
he's doing that on purpose.
just to get people like us talking about that stuff.
Exactly.
And it's working.
It's working.
It's fucking working.
It's impossible for me to see that McGregor is giving him work though. Like I can see maybe a back-to-back because just for Malignaggi to say 12 rounds, that's pretty impressive. Like they did go 12 rounds.
Yeah.
But
I don't think McGregor worked him, but I'm assuming that McGregor did hurt him with a few punches. So a few punches did get in. Now Malignaggi is one of the top 15 fighters at his weight.
He's retired.
he's retired.
At that time that he was retired, maybe
Yeah, I
at his
guess
prime.
you could say so, yeah.
All right. And McGregor, if he got a few punches in, I think he's going to get a few punches in. Obviously, Mayweather, greatest defensive fighter of all fucking time. I get it. But Paulie did say his style is awkward as fuck. It takes you time.
That was probably being nice at the time though. That
Yeah,
was
that
probably
Before he got exploited.
Yeah, he literally was in there like saying good things about him in the interviews. Like he did an interview for TMZ right after, and he's talking all this good stuff about McGregor. You know, obviously not saying too much. I think he said on a first video he said about the power. He didn't have oh my god power.
Right.
And then
I saw that.
now he actually went back to say just because I didn't say it was oh my god power doesn't mean it's still power. He actually
hits hard.
fixed it to help out McGregor.
Right.
And then 2 hours later this shit comes up.
Yeah.
It's hurting his. It's pretty much his pride. You know, his feelings got hurt with all this shit that came out.
Yeah, he's hashtagging on Twitter no balls to reference McGregor. He's complaining, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, let's jump into Jones Cormier. We're not going to go too deep into this, but Jones Cormier, it started out as a really good fight. I think the first few rounds, you're like, oh shit, Cormier might have a chance here. Then came that head kick.
Oh,
It was all over. It was all over. You could see that Cormier was devastated. He was devastated. His heart was taken from John Jones took his fucking heart. At the end of the fight, Cormier is bawling. He's crying. He can't believe what just happened. I think me as a Cormier fan, I knew that even though I did pick him to win the fight because I'm a huge fan. Who, by the way, who got it right? Who chose Jones?
Me and Ronnie.
yep. Me and John said John Jones.
Yeah, you guys didn't let me pick Jones. You assholes.
Yeah, me and Gordo picked Cormier. You guys picked Jones. Even though I did say, Jones is too fucking good. Anyways,
Just give us our props.
Give me both. Yeah. So
Just
I
say-
picked the Dodgers to win the World Series, but some other team might win too.
so
Okay, guys. Oh, I
I
said it.
hate those predictions. Yeah.
Cormier was devastated at the end of the fight. He was trying to walk out of the ring. Octagon, sorry. He was trying to walk out of the octagon, but some motherfucker in a burgundy suit didn't let him. He's like, no, you got to stay in. You got to stay in. When Joe Rogan interviewed him, he was bawling. And I felt so bad. I didn't think that he should have been interviewed at that time. They should have let him walk out.
Joe Rogan, you crazy.
No, but it looked like he was dazed and confused.
He was
dazed.
dazed.
Yeah, he was very
was.
concussed.
His
man.
coach Javier Mendez made that point. Like, why are you even talking to this guy who was out 5 seconds before? Like, he has no clue what's going on.
But what do you guys think in that video that you were talking about, Rudy? What do you guys think actually happened? Do you think it was the UFC wanting that interview?
The interview.
Or was it, I think, Ronnie, you said that it was them trying to protect him walking out, concussed or...
Yeah, I think it was, he was absolutely concussed. You can tell that from the video.
Yeah, that was evident.
And I think they were looking out for him and his safety because he was, you could see in the video, he's trying to leave the octagon. And as, good one.
That's another beer.
That's another beer, guys. No, as he's leaving the octagon, you can see that he's out of it. He doesn't know where he's at. He's stumbling. He's bumping into people. And if say something, God forbid, should have happened to him as he exited the octagon, there's a lot of people, companies that would have been held accountable. And plus he probably in his contract had to say, hey, after the fight, win or lose, you're gonna have to have an interview What do you think, John?
No, because Joe Rogan says himself. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think Joe Rogan tells the truth. He really doesn't give a shit about what
He
the
seems
UFC.
real, too. I
Yeah,
would
what the
agree with you
UFC
there, too.
does to him. Like he's just out there because he loves MMA. He doesn't love the UFC. He loves MMA. Yeah. So he said himself, like, that's my fault. Like, I interviewed him, and right as I put the microphone in his face, I realized I fucked up. And he said it wasn't the UFC telling me to go interview him. It wasn't anybody. It was me. And he said he feels terrible about that. And to your doctor point, Ronnie, the doctor was there when he was still on the ground. Remember, Cormier was on the ground for a minute, like after the fight was over. He didn't get up right away. He was out. And the doctor was there. Once the doctor saw him get up, wake up, and talk, you don't have to be with him anymore. I think you can leave. You've seen it many times.
Oh, okay.
So
I've seen Ronda Rousey walk out straight from
right after getting
the fight.
yeah,
Walk through the cage
and she was dead.
Yeah.
She was walking dead. Like I'm sure she's even said she has no clue what happened in that fight. But Joe Rogan, yeah, he felt bad. He said a lot of people feel bad about what happens, but everybody on the internet feels bad about everything. Like it doesn't matter. He said I realized I fucked up and I don't like how it made me feel. And seeing this guy who is my friend, who I know, going through these emotions, and I felt bad, and that's my fault, and he apologized.
John Jones shows some sensitivity somehow after the fight. Do you think that was real?
No, I don't.
I kind of do, but I'm the one. I guess I'm the guy who wants to believe John Jones still. I kind of do. The going to him, and he doesn't have to do that, especially now after he was exposed as being fake, and this guy hated him. He didn't have to do that, and he did it.
Okay,
so
Gordo, you're the casual MMA fan,
yeah,
right?
yes, I am.
But in the midst of his dominant reign, John Jones, I forgot who it was, but I think it was Machida that he choked out, and basically Machida just died. He flopped on the floor. And his coach, Winklejohn, John Jones' coach, or
Winklejohn.
That can go so many ways.
or okay, one of his coaches came up to him after the one. He said, "Hey, go check on him, make sure he's okay, and so people see it."
Oh,
Like he told him, "Go." He said, "Go check on him. Go give him a hug." Like it wasn't John Jones saying like, I knocked him out. Is he okay?
I guess
It was his coach telling him, "Hey, you got to do this. It's a part of the job."
Yeah. Yeah. And I haven't seen enough of John Jones to be able to say if it's real or fake. But I mean, I'm watching this fight and I see this guy go kiss him on his head, and then give respects to him and tell him you shouldn't have hold your head low and things like that. I just pretty much see that and I'm assessing that.
Go ahead and run.
No, I was just gonna say after the fight, many articles that got posted about John Jones and DC. But I was reading one on bloodyelbow.com where John Jones, he pretty much said, and he quoted on the interview for this article, when the camera is on, I have a job to do. Yeah. And that goes to the point of what DC was saying. He's fake when the camera is on. When all this stuff is going on, he's fake. He doesn't. And there was so many other things that he said. But, it's John Jones being professional. That's kind of what it was. I'm sure he had a talk by his different people that he has on his payroll. He had a talk by his lawyers, by his family, by his friends, that, dude, you need to, clean up your act, at least to the public, so people buy your fights in the future.
No, but the thing is, he was clean on camera, and he didn't have to clean up his act. His act was always super clean. But his reel was fucking dirty as hell.
Yeah.
But let's get to the actual fight. I think Cormier can't beat Jones unless he has to fight the perfect fight. That's the only way.
He was doing a good job.
He was,
but he
was
made
fighting a perfect
but he made
fight.
one mistake. He made one mistake, and that's all John Jones needs.
So Jones was working the body, and that's smart. He was working the body with leg kicks, and he faked to the body, went to the head.
You seen Cormier go down?
Exactly.
I don't know if you guys saw, but there's a video of Cormier at a press conference, a Jones-Cormier press conference for their first fight, and Jones and Cormier are talking, and he says, Jones says, "I've seen a few holes in your game," and Cormier says, "I know exactly what you're talking about." He said, "You tell me, and I'll tell you if we're thinking about the same thing."
1, 2, 3, go.
So So Cormier says it was in the Josh Barnett fight, wasn't it? It was the left. It was he got me with a fake to the body and got me to the head, right? And he said, John Jones, you are not gonna knock me out with a left kick to the head.
You know
He
what?
said that
And he
more
did.
than a
That's
year
crazy.
ago. He
That's
said
crazy.
that, and that's exactly what happened. So they both knew this. They both know this was a weakness of his.
That's cool.
And they got it. Yeah,
That's so cool.
That's badass.
That's awesome. That kind of goes back to the. I know you hate talking about this fight, but the Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey. She actually had a fight, an interview on a late night show. I think it was a Jimmy Fallon.
Rousey or
Rousey had and she said, she pretty much said what happened. She says, I know what she wants to do. She's going to box me. She's going to move around and she's going to try to get me with the leg kick, but that's not going to happen. And they showed.
But that's different.
No, but I can't remember the quote exactly, but like what she
No, you're
said.
right. You're
yeah.
right. You're right. But that's different because Rousey can beat Holm 9 out of 10 times.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Because
I
all
understand
she
that.
has to do is get in there, grab her, flip her, take her arm.
But pretty much
But
what
she didn't do that,
But
so she
Rousey
lost.
knew her weakness, and
Yes.
she's still like,
Oh,
yeah.
got it.
yeah.
But again, Rousey can beat Holm 9 out of 10. I don't think Cormier can beat Jones. I don't think so.
That's for another day, Rudy. I know what you're bringing to that.
That's crazy. I would tell Gordo the same thing. Rousey could beat Holmes 9 out of 10 times. Now, no, because now she's broken. Mentally, she's broken. She can't take a punch. She can't take a kick. She's just broken. She can't beat anybody right now. She's done mentally. And if you're not there mentally, you're done. 9 out of 10 times, if Ronda goes in there with her game plan, she will beat Holly Holmes. Holly Holmes, obviously, you're big on Holly Holmes.
Yeah.
What did she do after Ronda Rousey?
Lost.
Not a damn thing.
Like 3
Night,
times in a
night.
row.
Not a damn
No, she
thing.
lost like 3 times in a row. Okay, but back to the Cormier and Jones. What do you guys think of him weeping though all the time? That's what gets me on Cormier.
Who, Cormier?
Yeah, he
Wait,
like
Cormier or the meme creator? Yeah, because he was crying, dude, and that was a meme.
Yeah,
waiting to
everybody's
happen.
seen it
He's
right
an
away.
emotional guy,
I
man.
get it, but it's your sport and
He was again.
You can't
he wasn't
cry.
all there. He was concussed. He doesn't know
Yeah,
what's going.
exactly.
He
Okay.
just got his heart broken, man.
okay,
Yeah.
but every time I see
And he's
Cormier, he's
real.
crying.
He's
yeah,
real.
I get that,
His
but he's
soul
freaking
was
crying.
taken from him.
And you're in a sport where you're fighting for a damn living. Like I bet you as a baseball player, Joey, like if you have this guy who's always complaining and crying and because he can't get his way, you're gonna hate the kid.
There's a difference between whining and crying.
He whines in my eyes. Like I think
Just
he whines.
only about Jones.
Except this post-fight interview, there was no whining. He actually said there really isn't a rivalry.
Oh, and
if,
that was
if-
that
was
hurt-
heartbreaking.
That hurt me. Yeah,
That was heartbreaking.
He won.
Heck yeah, it
he,
was.
if he wins 2 fights,
Yeah.
there is no
There is no
rivalry.
rivalry.
That was
Yeah.
a quote.
That was ouch.
Oh God.
That hurt.
They'll never fight again. This is over.
Yep.
This whole thing is over. Did you guys see it really quick? I'm just going to touch on this really quick. Did you guys see Lomachenko last night at ESPN?
Yeah, watch the fight.
All right, if you guys have not seen this guy,
Vasily Lomachenko.
this guy, I believe, is the next big thing. They just put him on ESPN. He got a 6th round or something, a knockout.
7th, I believe.
Yeah, pretty much a fighter.
He didn't come out to the 8th.
Yeah,
he
he
quit
didn't-
on the stool.
All right, so he's like, fuck that. I don't want no more of this guy. This guy's the next big thing. Gordo, do you believe he's the next big thing?
Only on the opponents that could get him. It all depends. He's not from a country that has a huge fan base. And
Okay, Mikey Garcia just beat Bronner.
Yes,
Is
if they
that a
could
good
give him
matchup?
the Mikey Garcia fight and he beats Mikey, then yes, he goes to superstardom. But that fight, I don't see it happening in the near future. There's promotional,
Because you got Bob Arum.
conflict. Yeah. Well, Mikey Garcia left Bob
Right.
Arum and pretty
Arum.
much didn't fight for 2 years.
But
for
Arum
whatever reason.
is
Crazy.
Lomachenko's promoter, right?
Yeah, that's why. And Mikey Garcia left, and Mikey Garcia fights for Showtime. Bob Arum only fights for ESPN now. I don't even think it's the HBO anymore. Bob Arum pretty much said, "Fuck
Terrence
HBO."
Crawford is doing the ESPN too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's top rank.
So it would be them two probably, but Terrence Crawford would probably be too big. That's another name you should mention. That's another. So these 3 are around the same division, and if they can somehow all 3 fight at one time, it would be great. And I can't pick a winner for.
If you
each
guys
of
aren't
those.
paying attention right now to boxing, I know I always say that boxing took a dive.
Yeah.
This division, super fly,
This is a junior lightweight.
junior lightweight.
Yes,
It's really good. Around that weight, you got Terrence Crawford, you
Well,
got Mikey Garcia, you got Lomachenko now. You got a lot of good boxers, but it seems like no one's really paying attention to this weight. Why do you think so?
Like I think it goes back to not that many, like, boxing is a thing where countries go behind them, and there's not really big, like, look at Terrence Crawford. The United States hasn't really ever followed a black boxer too much, like, except Floyd Mayweather, but you got to be like flawless and great to be. He's from Omaha, Nebraska, and yeah, Omaha comes out to his fights, but that's about it.
And by the time America got behind Floyd Mayweather, he was already 40-0 basically.
Yeah, good point.
Does
good
Terrence
point.
need to be that loud mouth and get people's attention?
There was actually Errol Spence Jr. He's at 147. This guy is one of my favorite fighters. He's really good. He went over to England and beat Kell Brook, big name over there. He said that in an interview. I'm not going to be fake just to sell fights, like, because it's not going to be me. But it seems like they push me to be this way, like, but I don't want to be fake. But these are all good guys coming. The boxing is really good. There's a lot of good fights that could possibly happen. So
speaking of fake, a lot of people think that Tim Tebow's fake.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think you got anything on Tim Tebow to be fake.
He's a fake baseball
But
player.
why do people hate him so much? It's like you really love the guy or really dislike the guy.
Polarizing, yeah.
I'm in the middle, I guess. But but does anybody in this room hate Tim Tebow? Like,
I don't. I've always been on the bandwagon since he was with the Broncos, at least.
I'm not a big
Always
fan of
since
him.
the Broncos. You know
No,
he
no.
was at Florida, right?
I'm
You know
sorry.
He won a
I'm
couple
sorry. His
national championships. He was a
professional
Heisman.
professional career. I've been on the bandwagon, and now he's a high A, St. Lucie Mets. He's not doing too bad. I mean, batting 262. What is it?
270.
270 in the minor leagues at high A, and he seems to be getting 5 home runs, 6 doubles. He has 57 total bases, 34 hits, 130 at bats. That's not too bad, guys. That's not too bad. Is he going to stay there, or does he actually have a future, John?
The future, I don't know, but a lot of people, a lot of writers have been talking about will Tebow come up in September call-ups?
Yes.
Not for his skill, but if the Mets are out of it by September,
Ticket sales.
yep, ticket sales.
And you
Do
never
bring
hear
him
it,
up?
though.
Merchandise.
Single A to the majors? Puig did it, I believe, but he's the only one.
No, but again, it's not for his skill. It's not to try to win games. You're not in the playoffs anymore.
And-
Do the Mets call up Tim Tebow just to sell tickets?
And all Tim Tebow has to do is have respectable stats to say, okay, I get it. Instead of, him, like, because if he sucked completely, then yeah, you can't bring it up. And if he has great stats, then he deserves it. But all he needs is just to have, like what he has right now, respectable stats to be like, yeah, I guess.
But the
let's try
thing
him out.
is, it's baseball, guys. You can in his first game, if he accidentally goes 1 for 4, it's going to be huge news.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow got a hit
Yes.
in the Major League Baseball game. I honestly think, not
Say
that
it.
I'm a good baseball player or anything, but I can accidentally find a hole in baseball. Especially this guy who's playing professional baseball already, hitting 270 in the minors, he can accidentally find a hole. He can hit it through the 3-4 gap.
Let's
He
say he
can
hits
get
a home run in his first 3
There
or
you go.
4 at bats. That's huge.
That's
huge.
Jeremy
That is
Lin all over
huge,
again.
Oh yeah,
That's
huge.
huge.
Insanity.
Batting 262 in high A, though, for a guy that didn't play college baseball, hasn't played since high school, that's pretty fucking impressive.
No, he hasn't. From what he said, he hasn't played since he was a teenager.
Yeah, high school.
Yeah, well, I think even before high school.
Early
Or no,
high
no, I'm
school.
sorry. Yeah,
No,
you're
he
right.
played
We're-
early high school, then
Yeah.
then he stopped to just play football.
Yeah, no, you guys are right. And the Mets are in 4th place. They're 10 games under 500. Why not bring up Tim Tebow late September and just play with it? They're gonna make more money. How many Tim Tebow jerseys are you gonna see in the stands?
Yeah, that was
It's
their
gonna
point.
be a circus, man. Bring them on up.
Will that hurt Tim Tebow?
Again, future-wise, who knows? Who gives a shit? Mets are trying to sell tickets. If somehow Tim Tebow does manage to climb his way back up to the majors after September, maybe in a year or two, or fuck it, every September call him up. Right? If it happens, it happens. People will watch him.
But you think the Mets are going to keep him around? I don't think they should bring him up. I
At
think
270,
If he has a
in
respectable
high A.
If he has a respectable September, not great, not bad, respectable September in the major leagues, do you think he would start, like, if there's a roster spot, especially in the Mets that probably will have a roster spot, do you think they would put him in at the beginning?
no.
No?
No.
respectable.
On the no.
I'm saying, okay, let's say same stats right now. In a month, 265 average, 4 home runs, 15
Guys,
RBIs.
This
in
is
1 month of Major League Baseball? No, I still say no.
Yeah, okay.
This is a perfect time to bring in Adolfo back this week. We got Adolfo Lopez coming in again. He lived in New Jersey, went to school out there. Do you really believe that Mets fans, and I'm pretty sure you met a few of them, do you believe that Mets fans really give a fuck if he comes up or not?
I'm friends with a good amount of Mets fans. They're all pretty excited about it. It's a little bit laughable in my opinion, but they are excited about it, and
really
good for them. I mean, they've had a tough season with all those injuries, and I guess
so. It won't. Do you believe that it will hurt Tim Tebow? Let's say he just fucking blows it. Terrible. Is this a reason for the Mets to get rid of him? Now, if he stays in the minor leagues and he does fairly decent the way he's doing right now, he's back for another year.
I think he's a publicity stunt. It doesn't matter if you hurt his development or anything like that. All you got to do, all he's doing is right now is he's hitting well, 270, 262, whatever it is good, man. For even if it's high A, whatever, it's good, it's respectable, like Gordo said. So you can bring him up on September and have that excuse. And if he does go 260, 270, whatever in his major league call up, sure, he doesn't get a starting spot automatically next year, but he will get a spring training invite. There's more tickets right there.
If he
spring
blows
training.
It?
No, if he goes 260, I'm saying.
No, but if he blows it, do you think he'll be back?
I think he probably still gets it anyway.
I think if he blows it, right, he's going to play as long as he wants to play. In my opinion, I think the Mets will have a spot for him in the minors because it doesn't hurt him at all. It doesn't hurt the Mets organization whatsoever just to have Tim Tebow in one of their teams. So I think as long as Tim Tebow wants to play baseball, he has a spot. Maybe not in the majors, but he has a spot.
Yeah, but does it hurt him? That's my question.
Here's the thing.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, here's the thing. You watch him play. He doesn't look like a baseball player. He's a raw athlete. He's just naturally gifted athletically.
Hits the shit out.
Okay, I mean he's not Jesus, but I'm saying like he's not a technically sound baseball player. So why would you be worried about hurting his technical skills? He doesn't have them.
It's funny you say that because I was reading an article this morning as I was coming over here on Pro Football Talk that the Dolphins reached out to Tim Tebow.
No,
They
really?
did, yeah.
No way.
They reached out to Tim Tebow and Kyle Orton.
The fuck?
Raw talent, man. Raw talent. I mean, you bring in, that's Miami, that's Florida, that's Tim Tebow's home
He's
base.
a winner. He's a winner.
Yeah, you bring him home. But Miami didn't end up doing that. They went with Jay sorry ass Cutler for some reason.
Would you rather have Tebow or Cutler?
Dude, that's tough.
Yeah, that's a
Tebow or Cutler? That's tough, really?
I think so. Have you watched Cutler the last couple of years?
Yeah, Cutler sucks,
It
dude.
hurts.
That's what I mean. Cutler sucks.
But Tebow hasn't been around football, well,
Tebow hasn't played baseball since high school, and he's hitting 270 in the fucking
you're right,
minors.
you're right,
He's gonna find a way to win a football game.
Yeah.
he did with the Broncos, but then do you think his religious beliefs really hurt him? Because he took the Broncos to the divisional championship.
They won it. Yeah, they won the wild card game. Right?
Hurt him in what way? I think it just gains him more popularity.
Yeah.
Popularity, but he was in the Broncos the next year.
But I don't think that has anything to do with his religious.
Really?
No, absolutely not. I think that has to do with he's the sorry quarterback.
He's not a sorry
He's a
quarterback.
sorry
He's a very clutch.
He can't throw the ball.
Sorry, I was opening a beer. Who did you say, John?
Who?
Tim Tebow?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, John is spot on, Rudy. He hit that fucking bullseye, dude. Yeah, Tim
Yeah,
Tebow. I mean, I'm sure a Denver fan can relate.
I think we
Go ahead,
read
bro.
into that too much, like especially with the Kaepernick thing. Does he not have a roster spot because of
his beliefs.
his beliefs or whatever? Is it because it just sucks?
That was my point in the first in our first part.
And sometimes like it's an excuse that we're giving them. No, they just suck. They both just suck.
Yeah,
Speaking of Miami, you have a very talented player at the Marlins. You got Giancarlo Stanton. He's frustrated that his team really won't make any moves, won't make his team any better. Does he deserve better? Does he deserve to get traded?
he deserves to come to the Dodgers because he's from L.A.
I totally agree.
But will he? No. He
No,
won't.
the Dodgers front office they won't eat that
They
contract.
won't pay that.
That
But I don't-
contract's ridiculous, man. Was it $300 million? I don't think so. That front office here in LA, again, guys, we're Southern California based. podcast, and we know this Dodgers front office now. They're not going to make the big moves, the big splash.
But hold on, the Marlins have a tendency to just get rid of everybody randomly, right? Remember that year they signed Jose Reyes, Matt Latos. They signed a bunch of guys, and the very next season they got rid of them.
Miami would, but would any team want to take on that contract?
And that's
Yes.
my point. Man, the Dodgers,
But
not
would
the
it
Dodgers.
be the Dodgers? No. But what other team do you can you see
Texas?
landing?
So, all right, let me ask you a question, John. Tomorrow, let's say somehow they're interested in Puig because Puig is from Cuba. Obviously, Miami has a lot of Cubans out there. He's going to sell tickets. People are going to go see him play. Even though he's not a big numbers guy, people will
He is
go
now.
see him play.
Yeah.
Let's say you give Puig and a good prospect, and you could get Giancarlo. Would you take Giancarlo?
I don't know. He's injury prone. And
He got
Puig-
hit in the fucking face.
Okay, but other than that, he pulls hammies all the time. All that muscle isn't going to save him from a pulled hamstring. And I don't think he's played 160 games even in a season ever. So I'd stick with Puig because he's changed something this year, and he's on it. He is on it.
He's doing better.
Here's the thing: name a better eighth hitter in the league anywhere.
Yeah, and that's a perfect spot for him. It puts no pressure on him. That's a perfect spot. But don't tell me he's batting 300 with fucking 80 RBIs right now. He's doing
No,
decent.
I'm not
He's
saying
not-
he's
has
an all-star.
What is it, John? 21 home runs now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Puig,
it's almost 60 RBIs. It's not
Yeah.
far away from 80.
Oh, guys, really quick. Aaron Judge, he cannot find it right now. Last 10 games, 194 batting average.
Wow.
Are you really surprised though?
I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Why aren't you surprised?
I mean, what track record? Really, track record?
What's the track record?
There isn't one.
Exactly. And
Oh.
his minor league, he was never a 300. He was never a 300 hitter.
Good fucking point.
I believe his highest batting average in the minor was 270 around there. But this guy, and people might say, "Oh, it was the home run derby." I don't think so. It's just again,
That's who he is.
I brought it up. You always come back to your normal. Like there's these guys that are hot for a season and out of nowhere, and then they come back. They always come back. Jake Arrieta. Who else? There's a bunch of guys that are really good for one season, and they just can't keep it up.
John, I was reading an article on the New York Post, right? And guess who is saying that he knows how to fix the slumping Aaron Judge?
Is he a hitter? He's got to be, right?
He's a former Yankee.
Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's saying that he knows how to fix slumping Aaron Judge. He just says that it's part of the course and that he needs to adjust himself a little bit, gather himself, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, you're laughing through this sentence, but dude, Alex Rodriguez is fucking smart.
Yeah.
He loves. If you watch the Fox when he analyzes, I love it, dude. As a guy who likes baseball a lot, who's into it in the little things, he knows his shit. Obviously, he knows his shit.
Yeah,
He's one of
he's
the best
smart.
players. He's one of the best players ever.
Yeah, I think he's smart.
With or without steroids, he's one of the best players ever. The guy wasn't very likable, which is why people give him shit. But the dude is smart. If I was Aaron Judge, I'd listen to Alex Rodriguez.
It's like this. For me, A-Rod's smart because he's going out with J-Lo. I mean, fuck, dude. She's fucking smart. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is he smart for going out with her, or is he smart for doing what he has to do? Because I don't think I would date her, but I
Rudy,
would
did you just
definitely
hear what you
dating her.
I don't know.
She's like 50 and shit.
Yeah, I want to.
I would probably get someone a little younger.
If you were A-Rod or if you were Rudy?
Now, if I'm Rudy, I'm off.
Okay, there you go.
No, if I'm A-Rod, I go to like the Olympics and find me one of those hot athletes,
Yeah,
so I can
exactly.
make like super babies and have them be super athletic and win championships at whatever they do. Just I'm here to breed, guys. I'm not in it for love.
All right, guys. It's hard not to talk about this, but we have to because it's the hottest team in baseball.
That's
The
right.
Dodgers, they're 43-7 the last 50
50
games.
games.
I think it hasn't been done since 1912.
Incredible.
It's just absolutely incredible, especially in baseball. It's hard enough to do in any other sport, but in baseball, it's incredible. Dodgers just got Yu Darvish. Do you guys think we gave up too much, John? This is a good question for you because you know about the minor leagues. Willie Calhoun, really good player. We didn't really give much after that. Is this a good trade for the Dodgers?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. The thing is, Willie Calhoun, great hitter. Dude can rake, but he's, like 5'8", 220 pounds. Like, if you see him on the street, this dude is not a professional athlete. He doesn't look like a baseball player. He doesn't look like a football player. No, he's overweight and small. But in that body, he packs a lot of power. But the thing about having that body, he has no range at second. He has no range in the outfield. He has no glove. He has no arm. And as a National League team, the Dodgers can't use that guy. We can't put him at second, or the Dodgers can't put him at second because he won't make the plays.
Too slow.
A 38-year-old Chase Utley is way better defensively than that guy. And we don't need that power right now because of how that lineup 1 to 8 is doing every single day in, day out. Homers, singles, clutch hitting, it happens. The Dodgers do not need Calhoun anytime soon.
Go ahead, Ron.
Rudy, I trust in Andrew Friedman.
That's right.
Guy's incredible, man. You know, you bring in these guys, and they don't sign these high marquee players anymore. Zach Greinke, they didn't bring him in at all. You know, when they were going to spend all that money on Zach Greinke, forget about it. You're not going to be able to bring in all these utility players. You're not going to be able to bring in Kike Hernandez anymore, the Chris Taylor, the Jock Peterson, all that stuff. You're not going to be able to do that. And then now look what they do, and then go and sign Yu Darvish. I mean, they trade for him. I'm sorry, they trade for him. So Dodgers are all in for the rest of the season. You know, you got Kershaw. When the Dodgers make the playoffs, Kershaw game 1, Yu Darvish game 2. Then what do you throw? Alex Wood game 3.
Oh, good point.
How good is that? You got a 1-2 punch.
John,
You have
sorry.
Rich Hill too. Rich Hill, pitcher of the month.
And we're almost out of time, so I'm going to bring this up really quick. Are the Dodgers considered the Warriors of the MLB?
Hell no. That you can't make that. You can't make that comparison. You can't. It's two completely different sports. I know what you're talking about. It's been on ESPN, and I've seen articles about this where they say Dodgers super team, blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, my point against this is, Rudy.
Yeah.
Name the top 5 MVP guys in the National League.
Right now?
Yes. Or top 3. Give me top 3.
I'm going to say, honestly, Seager.
Okay, maybe I don't want to ask you. No, okay, but
Rizzo.
Anthony
If the
Rizzo.
Cubs get to the playoffs, it's going to be Rizzo. And if that's the thing, Arenado's having such a great year, but if their team doesn't make it to the playoffs, then is he an MVP candidate?
Which they might not. They might not.
And Bryce Harper.
right. So consensus, like if you read things online, top 3 are Harper, Arenado, and even Scherzer is getting looks at.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you see, most guys do not bring up a Dodger in their top 5 MVP race because the Dodgers are good 1 to 8. A team of good players, not great players. There's no they have all-stars, but there's no Mike Trout. You don't have the best guy. I mean, Kershaw, but that's 1 every 5 days. That's 1 every 5 days. I'm saying you're 1 through 8 every day. Throw them in, throw them out. The Dodgers don't actually have 1 through 8. They switch. They rotate in right field and left field. They have a lefty lineup. They have a righty lineup. There's more than 10 guys contributing to wins.
Yeah, but I think when I read about the article on comparing the Dodgers to Golden State, a lot of it had to do for me with homegrown talent, how they signed Klay Thompson, or they drafted Klay Thompson, they drafted Steph. Yeah, they went out and signed KD, but the Dodgers, it was homegrown talent too. Jock Peterson, they also had Corey Seager, Kyle Farmer just hit a walk-off on Sunday, all these Alex Wood. I mean, these guys, that was my comparison. I know the Dodgers haven't won championships yet, so that's the one thing where I would not compare the two. But I do feel like the Dodgers are on the path. What do you think, Rudy?
No, definitely they're in the path. This is a team. I never believe. I said last week, I never believe in trading prospects. I hate that. This year is the only year I would make the exception.
100%. I agree. You have to because it's like I said, the last 2 episodes in a row, it's World Series or bust. The Dodgers are all in. I mean, and then now this is the time. And then Kershaw, you want to give him a championship. He's given us so much for all these years,
Yes.
over and over and over.
Definitely.
You know, give him the you need to. You have to.
And you want to get rid of that, oh, he's only good in the regular season
Yes. Yes.
thing, right? That Peyton Manning thing. Oh, he's the best regular season quarterback. No, a great quarterback is a great quarterback. Just like the Kershaw, a great pitcher is a great pitcher.
Yeah, Dan Marino never won. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, but you don't want him to live with that.
Yeah.
Like, as hard as he plays, as well as he plays, you don't want that to be a little asterisk.
Yeah.
That greatest regular season pitcher.
Yeah, you know, as a Colts fan, I had that for a long time. Peyton Manning, he can kill it in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, you know, he sucks, or he can't come through, or he's not clutch, you know, he's not in the clutch. And then you just want to give it to Kershaw. He's our horse. He's the main guy. He's the face of the Dodgers. Right. He's our ace.
Right.
Let's bring a World Series to LA.
All right, so Gordo, you want to go ahead? Bigger fight?
Oh, what are we doing here?
I thought you were gonna ask if Jones is a bigger fight.
Oh no, because we were talking about
Right.
the who we're gonna give the
the
usual
usual
award we do every week.
in the clutch player of the week. So we all decided. Is everyone good with Mikey Garcia? Came up big against Bronner. His one true test.
Yeah, sure. Why not? It was a technical fight. He had been out for about 2.5 years. Mikey Garcia absolutely destroyed Adrian Bronner.
Yep.
It was no contest from round 1 to round 12. He destroyed him. You know, there was so many things that he did that were sound. It was a 1-2 punch, combinations, you name it. Mikey Garcia did it. He's our in the clutch performer, you know, in my opinion.
Go ahead, Gordo.
I think that's a good one. I would slightly give it to John Jones if we're doing individually. I know we usually pick one, but I'm going to go with John Jones. Bigger fight, comeback fight, beat champion to be, you know, the champ again.
And not only that, he was in a little bit of trouble. I guess if he didn't land that kick and that fight goes 5 rounds, he could have lost it.
All right, guys. So Ronnie, could you hit us up with our Instagram, Twitter?
Yes, of course. If anyone out there wants to follow us or keep in contact with us or want to hear our podcast, you can follow us on Instagram at In The Clutch Sports or on Twitter at In The Clutch PC, and be looking forward to us, guys. We have many interviews coming up. We have people in the works. We're gonna go live to different venues, and we have people that we're gonna bring on the show. And so stay tuned. We have a lot of good surprises for you all.
Just like Ronnie hit on, starting next week, we are gonna do video recording, so you guys will be able to see us and see how good looking we are. Not really, but you will be able to see us, and it's gonna be a whole new experience. We will be on iTunes pretty soon here, so we're just expanding, guys. It's getting better little by little. So we'll go ahead and close out with that. Guys, thanks for sharing, thanks for listening. Anything else? Shout outs to Cheese. Is his birthday today?
Yeah, happy birthday, Cheese, a good friend of the show. I don't want to say his age, but today is his birthday. Happy birthday, bud.
You guys got anything else? If not, I'm gonna go ahead and close it. Thank you for listening, guys.